The Don Kroah Show on WAVA at our new time now, 4 to 7 every afternoon here on WAVA. Brought to you in part by Foundation Capital Resources. If you're frustrated over how long it's been taking to get your church loan approved, maybe you're discouraged because your loan's been denied, I strongly recommend that you talk with the folks at Foundation Capital Resources. They understand church growth, church needs, and they are committed to focusing only on churches' mortgage and financial needs. Give them a call at 888-878-0929. Again, that's 888-878-0929. Foundation Capital Resources. Once again, time for our special Friday afternoon feature here on the Don Kroah Show. We call it Business Leadership Today. It's a program airing every Friday, designed as a way of introducing our WAVA listeners to some of the outstanding Christian leaders in the field of business. Men and women who will share their insights and knowledge into how to build a strong and effective business in today's world. My guest today is Ingar Grev. He is the growth coach, National Capital Region. He's also a columnist. His column's called Business Smarts. So you'll find it in the Washington Business Journal, as I know many of you already have. In fact, he's got a column there today that we'll talk about. Ingar is a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, served as class president there, football player, trustee with the U.S. Naval Academy Alumni Association, and holds an MS in Systems Engineering and an MBA. Ingar, it's good to have you back here in our studios and get a chance to talk to you again. How are you?
I'm great, Don. That's great to be back here at WAVA, and it's an honor to be here sitting across from you finally.
Well, I tell you, the whole issue of building strong businesses and how to do it, I think is especially appropriate right now because of what we already know. There's so much coming unglued, it seems. If we just stay focused in the media, it really could get one more than a little concerned, and there's reason for concern. But before we get into some of the specifics of building strong businesses and business leadership, what's your own take on today's business climate and some of the stuff our nation's facing right now? Any thoughts?
Oh, well, I spent so many hours over the past several days just discussing all that's gone into these, the recent problems we've been facing. But you know something? Business fundamentals are always the same. They're always the same. Businesses need to have cash flow. They need to have strong leadership. They need to deliver a product that people want to buy. And you need to be able to market and can actually educate your consumers on what you're delivering. And that's the bottom line. That's the same regardless of whatever's going on Wall Street or on Main Street or anywhere else on the planet.
And you mentioned a key word. Of course, our whole theme title of this segment is leadership, business leadership today. And some folks, a lot of Americans are pretty discouraged by the lack of good leadership with integrity that has the best interests of the country in heart. They feel like we're not seeing that in many cases here on the Hill.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely right. I wrote about this in an article a couple of months ago. The key component of leadership by far two are: one, integrity, and two, accountability, right? The idea that the buck stops here, that, I'm responsible for my decisions and I can't pass it on anywhere. And I'll be curious to find out, those of you who read the Wall Street Journal has spent a lot of time talking about what's going on with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And I'll be curious to see what actually comes out of all these discussions on Capitol Hill regarding the crisis we're going through right now. Will they actually solve the problem? Will they understand leadership, take leadership, and actually give us a financial system that is sustainable for my children and for the future? We'll find out.
And that's part of it. Is what it's not only a short-term fix, but what are we going to leave as a long-term legacy for our kids and grandkids? That's got a lot of people concerned.
Absolutely.
How do you, as a business coach, address some of these basic issues? What are some of the first things? Let's say somebody comes to you and says, Ingar, I've got a business in trouble, or maybe I'm starting up a brand new one and I don't even know where to start. Let's start with that one first. The brand new entrepreneur who wants to set a business in place, what are some of the primary basic things you would walk him or her through?
Well, someone who's just starting up a business, we actually don't spend a lot of time with people who are starting up, because the key to our program is ultimately balance. Understanding that,
once they're up and running.
Yeah, if you ask any entrepreneur why he or she went into business for him or herself, it's one word and one word only: freedom. They want freedom. But someone who's starting up a business, they're going to be really, really busy and unbalanced for a while. What we'll do is I'll usually point them out to a whole bunch of resources that are available throughout the community, with SCORE, with the Small Business Administration, or with the Small Business Development Centers throughout the region. I do some work with Northern Virginia Community College, help them also with the leadership program they have for small businesses. So, there's tons of resources available for people just starting up. But with a mature business, the key with the mature business is simply that the business has to run off of systems and processes.
Let's come back to that. I wanted you to just state that point, and then we'll take a break, come back, and elaborate on it. By the way, Ingar's website is dcgrowthcoach.com, www.dcgrowthcoach.com. And if you have a question of your own right now, you can join us as well live at 888-293-9282 here on The Don Crow Show.